The Locked Attic, a suburban nightmare uncovered. In the peaceful suburb of Willow Creek, life moved slowly and predictably. Families took pride in their lawns. Children played outside until sunset, and weekend barbecues brought neighbors together. Crime was rare, and residents prided themselves on the safety and trust within their community. But beneath the veneer of perfection, darkness can sometimes lurk, hidden behind walls and locked doors. It began with the Hargrove family, who had recently moved into an old two-story house on Maple Drive. The house was charming, but slightly worn, with creaking floors and an attic that had been locked for decades. Curious but cautious, Mr. Hargrove had attempted to open it, only to find the lock rusted and unyielding. His wife Claire had dismissed it as just another part of the house's age. Their teenage son, Dylan, had joked about ghosts living upstairs. The town of Willow Creek would never imagine that the locked attic would hide secrets far more terrifying than any ghost story. One evening, neighbors noticed unusual activity. Lights flickered in the Hargrove home late at night, shadows moved behind drawn curtains, and the family appeared tense. Concerned Mrs. Thompson, a long-time neighbor, called to check in on them. The Hargroves explained that they were simply settling in and adjusting to the move. But the next day, the mailman made a grim discovery. Several letters from family members had gone unopened for weeks. Concerned, the town's local authorities were alerted. When police arrived, the Hargroves reluctantly let them inside. At first glance, everything seemed normal. The house appeared lived in, with no signs of struggle. But Detective Rachel Carter, who had seen her fair share of odd cases, noticed something unsettling. The attic door, previously thought to be merely old, now had fresh scratches around the lock. Something or someone had been trying to get in. The decision was made to force the attic door open. What officers found inside would horrify them and change Willow Creek forever. The attic was small, dimly lit, and filled with old furniture, boxes, and dust. But among the clutter were unmistakable signs of a horrifying crime. Personal items belonging to multiple missing people, detailed journals describing torment and captivity, and photos of individuals clearly taken without their knowledge. It appeared that someone had been living in secrecy above the Hargrove home, unseen by neighbors for years. Investigation quickly focused on the previous owner, now long deceased, and the current family. It became apparent that the attic had been a hidden lair used by a perpetrator who had been methodically planning and storing evidence of their crimes. Police began connecting missing person reports from neighboring towns to the location, realizing that the scope of the crimes was far larger than anyone could have imagined. Among the evidence were chilling clues, handcuffs, tools for restraint, and handwritten notes detailing psychological manipulation. Forensic analysis confirmed the presence of DNA belonging to several victims. Detectives pieced together a timeline, revealing that the perpetrator had used the attic as a storage and observation space, monitoring the house and neighborhood for years without anyone noticing. The town of Willow Creek was shaken to its core. Residents had trusted their community and felt safe in their homes. But the discovery revealed that even in a quiet suburb, danger could hide in plain sight. News coverage quickly spread across state lines, and experts were called in to help reconstruct the psychological profile of the person responsible. The investigation eventually led to the arrest of Mark Ellison, a recluse who had moved into the house under the guise of renting to the Hargroves' friends. He had cleverly hidden his presence, using the locked attic as his base of operations. During interrogation, Mark confessed to several abductions and manipulations, detailing how he had carefully selected victims who lived nearby but were often overlooked by law enforcement. The story of the locked attic left a lasting mark on Willow Creek. Residents became hyper-vigilant. Neighbors checked in with one another more frequently, and local authorities revised safety protocols to prevent something similar from happening again. The Hargrove family, though traumatized, worked with investigators to ensure that all evidence was preserved and that justice would be served. Psychologists later explained that cases like this illustrate a chilling reality. Some of the most dangerous criminals are those who hide behind the facade of normalcy. They operate where people least expect it, in places designed to feel safe. Willow Creek learned the hard way that even in the calmest neighborhoods, terror can be lurking just above your head, literally in the attic. The locked attic became a symbol of hidden danger and the importance of vigilance. Families in Willow Creek never looked at old houses the same way again. The story spread beyond the town, serving as a reminder that suburban America, while seemingly peaceful, is not immune to horror, and that sometimes the most frightening monsters live quietly among us.